December 13th, 1838. 'Twas a normal day like any other. However, in a small village called Norwood, a young life hung in the balance between life and death. Little Mary aimed to be everything that her Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, expected of her, treating others around her with kindness and respect. She possessed a brilliant mind and actions of an obedient student. Despite her disadvantage of growing up in a poor household with multiple brothers and sisters, Mary was an exemplary child of her generation. At the age of 7, Mary developed an illness that was proven fatal. Why the Lord chose to cut her life short, she did not know. But one thing was for sure. She would continue her devotion to her Lord and practice her school teachings regardless of what her future held. Unfortunately, time moves on regardless of what fate awaits you. The air was crisp, and the newly risen sun was shrouded with a blanket of white clouds, producing an illuminating radiance upon the landscape. The clouds yielded a gentle drizzle, moistening the grass below. Remnants of fog lingered around, revealing to even the most unobservant of people that it was dawn. Tranquility inhabited Norwood, everyone either asleep or in preparation to begin their daily routine. All the same, they were unaware of what's about to take place in little Mary's household. Overlooking the village from the outskirts, little Mary's house was nothing special at best. Mom normally busy taking care of the children, and Dad having financial hardships, the house was the first to receive the outcome. Weathered paint coating aged wooden boards provided the skin of the house. Some windows contained cracks either from use or child's play, while the roof was obviously neglected. Overall, not ideal, but to Mary it was a place that she can call home, and soon enough it would be her final resting place. Proceeding into Mary's room, it would take your eyes time to adjust to the darkness that shrouded the room. No source of light was present, only that of the sun's emanating from the window. In the corner of the room was Mary's bed, where she lay struggling in discomfort. How cynical is that where you took your first breath to also be where you took your last? Surrounding Mary was her family and her governess, which she grew so fond of since condemned to bed rest. Each filled with sorrow and grief as they witnessed their loved one enduring so much pain. Time ticking away, Mary's father forces the words from his lips. Time to say your goodbyes. Like a correlated assembly, brothers and sisters both give their dear sister goodbye hugs. Faces filled with mournful sadness, only the youngest are able to keep composure due to lack of compassion from adolescence. Mary's governess wastes no time in making her way up to the bed, expressing her deepest appreciation she has for Mary's determination and dedication to her studies. As everyone finishes up, Mary's mother slowly makes her way up to the bed. Filled with many emotions, Mary's mother gives her a gentle kiss on the forehead while brushing back her hair. You are my daughter, no matter where you go, and I am proud of what you have accomplished in what little time you had. Her voice conflicted and seems like an inevitable breakdown. Finally managing to get the words out, I love you. Wrapping up the goodbyes, Father walks over to Mary's side while the rest of the family observes, unable to surmise how their patriarchal leader would react. Mary struggling ever so hard to open her eyes to look at her father as he kneels down beside her, grabbing her hand ever so gently. Mary grinned slightly as she compared her hand to that of her father's. Don't fret, my daughter. Once your path's over, you can watch over us until it is our time to join you, he says in a reassuring voice. From the outside he seemed calm and strong, but on the inside it was clear to him he was hurrying to see the state of his little girl, as no parent should witness their child die. Silence envelops the room as adults and children alike are forced to endure the rapidly approaching conclusion. Mary proceeded to paint a final mental picture of her loved ones around her. Through her pain and suffering, she was still as sympathetic as ever, noticing everyone sad and tearing up at a seemingly endless internal conflict at resisting their emotions. Mary used her last few precious moments, mouthing out the words, Don't be sad, For even though I find myself imperfect and shown sins during my lifetime, my Lord and Savior will receive me, and see me for not what I have done in the past, but for what I strive to become. And just like that, Mary's last breath escaped her. Eyes slowly closed shut, and her body grew lifeless, withdrawing her spirit into the Lord's hands, forever in peace and serenity.